my name is Elmo Lee and I'm here to give you a brief history of the origins of curry laksa and then introduce you to some of the better tasting curry laksa in PJ. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe. We all know that curry laksa, also known as karimi, is a Malaysian favorite. It is recognized as a comfort food that Malaysians often turn to, especially on rainy days. This delicacy needs no introduction. Well, who isn't familiar with the hearty bowl of noodles served with coconut milk, curry broth, chicken, tofu puff, prawns, cockles, cuttlefish, and more? Or perhaps you like topping it with a generous helping of a crispy roasted pork or char siu? Whichever way you prefer, having a bowl of curry laksa is always a treat. I call it street food because my first encounter of curry laksa was sold by an old man on a bicycle in my kampong. Back then, a bowl of curry laksa only cost 20 cents. Later in the 70s, they increased it by 10 cents to only 30 cents. Now, for the brief history of curry laksa. There are various theories about these origins of laksa. So one of the theory is connected to this 15th century Ming Chinese naval expedition led by Admiral Chen He, who navigated maritime Southeast Asia. Overseas Chinese migrants had settled in various parts of this maritime Southeast Asia long before Chen He's expedition. However, it was after this that the number of Chinese migrants and traders significantly increased. These Chinese men intermarried into the local populations and together they formed mixed race communities called the Peranakans or Straits Chinese. These Chinese immigrants moved to what is nowadays known as Malaysia, Singapore and Indonesia. The immigrants brought their cuisines, recipes and cooking techniques but had to replace some of the original ingredients with local substitutes. At the same time, they also developed a palate for the food of their new home, which stimulated fusion cooking. Laksa, despite being a South Asian creation, the dish name itself suggests cultural exchanges. The word laksa might have actually been derived from Sanskrit or Persian, which are ancient languages in South Asia and the Middle East respectively. In Sanskrit, laksa means many and might possibly refer to the magnitude of ingredients that go into a bowl of laksa. Historians suggested that without these intermarriages, we would not have had laksa. With intermarriages, what resulted was not only descendants known as Peranakans or Babas and Yonyas, but also culturally hybrid dishes like acar, Yonya kuis, popia, lobak, apong balik, cendol, ais kacang, bubur cha-cha and more, which blended local spices and most significantly coconut milk to the typical Chinese taste. Today, this simple dish curry laksa is widely adored by many, especially those with heavy palates. Even though it is widely available all over Malaysia, delicious ones are still difficult to come by. So in today's video, we will be recommending the 8 most mouth-watering curry laksa joints in PJ. In no particular order of preference, let me take you to the first store here in Old Town PJ. Store number 50, Karimi Merazelera, Jalan Osman, Old Town PJ. Operating just 4 years here, Arling and her husband loyally serve this karimi with her own secret recipe. Located just beside the main entrance of Merazelera, you can get a sumptuous portion of this delicacy without any compromise on quality. On a standard karimi menu, you can match your order by adding the homemade ingredients such as fish paste, cockles, tofu puffs, char sius, and thick cuts of roasted pork. This obviously differs from the regular Penang karimi. The roasted pork adds in a nice aroma to the broth and has a crispy texture that goes really well with the soupy noodles. Fans of roasted pork and karimi mustn't give this a miss. Restaurant Anki, located at Jalan SS14/2 Subang Jaya. Located at the famous Bakute Street of Subang Jaya, Restaurant Anki offers wonton mee, ipoh hor fun, chicken rice, fishball noodles, and of course the fantastic Karimi with toppings of your choice. Started off as a chicken rice vendor, Mr. Lim expanded his business to a full-fledged kopitiam just in 4 years. Only recently he added Karimi to the menu for variety, but little did he knew it turned out to be his best item. Although there's a dried Karimi version, but believe me, you must order the soup variant, especially with the crispy roast pork. This is absolutely out of this world. Somehow the broth is perfect, not too thick, not too much santan. Also, the touch of the mint leaves just brings out the full flavor. Frankly, you don't know what you're missing if you haven't tasted this. Gerai Lampke at Merazelera Section 14 PJ. Located at the basement of this wet market, this Merazelera sits next to this Section 14 digital mall. Lampke Karimi has been around for more than 4 decades now. This delightful store really has stood the test of time. Still run by the two Lee brothers in their 70s now, this humble fuss-free noodle store still takes pride in their curry laksa, prawn mee, kway teow soup noodle, and lam min. The signature curry laksa comes in a slightly thick broth with the sweet santan flavor, served with tofu puff, sliced fish cake, bean sprouts, cockles, and of course a spoonful of sambal to complete the experience. This pork-free dish is neither the Penang nor Ipoh version. It has a taste of its own. Admittedly, Gerai Lampke still gives the younger competitors a run for their money. Fati Kopitiam, located in the opposite of Sipak Wet Market. You just can't miss this coffee shop because it's located right in front of this entrance of the Sipak Wet Market. Inside the coffee shop, you'll find Sis's Karimi store. For over 2 decades, it has been serving up, well, according to many, as the best Karimi ever in the Klang Valley. Why? They say the texture of the curry broth is just so rich and aromatic. Although they also serve beef noodles, but it's the Karimi that shines. As usual, the Karimi comes in the usual tofu puff, long beans, bean sprouts, and your choice of 2 toppings in roasted pork or shredded chicken. And yes, if you crave for cockles, don't forget to top it up, but for an additional fee. Restaurant Sanjingnung is located at Jalan PJU 1/3C Alam Surya. Sanjingnung Coffee Shop is a name that has existed for a long time and is famous for certain types of Ipoh dishes. Originally from Ipoh Old Town, this branch in Alam Surya is the place to go to when you miss Ipoh food. The one dish that people are returning to and are talking about is the famous Ipoh Karimi. Served in thick aromatic broth with chunky cuts of crispy roasted pork, tofu puff, and cockles, this recipe differs from the regular Penang Karimi. Trust me, you would want to try it. Please note, usually the curry broth would run up so fast and late patrons would have to settle for the dried curry version. Store number 12 Karimi at SS2 Hawker Center PJ. Located at the neighborhood of these popular durian stores of USJ2, this hawker center has been around for 40 years. They still offer a good variety of hawker food and snacks, although it can be a bit humid in the afternoon. Look out for store number 12 for the great tasting curry laksa. Meet Mr. who has been serving his noodles for over 30 years. Offering his own Kampa-style Karimi, His curry broth comes with less coconut milk, yet still rich and spicy in taste. For a change, this bowl of noodles is topped with chunky pieces of chicken and a generous offering of cockles and tofu puffs. I like it very much because it's so spicy, and that gives me a kick. Restaurant making is located at the opposite end of this famous Hokkien Mee in Jalan 222 PJ. This coffee shop is extremely popular with the blue-collar workers since it's located near the industrial area. And because there are only 2 non-halal coffee shops in Jalan 222, it can get really crowded during lunch hour. Here you can expect to find just about every hawker food, but the Karimi really stands out. This Karimi is a gem not to be missed. Operating for more than 20 years by the Wei family, the recipe is inspired by the original Penang Karimi, but minus the coagulated pig blood cubes. Served in light broth, this sweet-tasting bowl comes with long beans, bean sprouts, cuttlefish, cockles, and tofu puff. Don't forget to mix the sambal chili paste to get the kick. Yonya Karimi in USJ2 Subang Jaya, located at USJ2 coffee shop just right next to this Shell petrol station across from Taman Mall. This stall is called Usolo Yonya Karimi. The store sells Yonya Karimi, dried Karimi, and seafood Karimi. There's an option to add roast pork, curry chicken, and seafood with baked prawns to the mix, but be wary that the price can amount to 26 ringgit. I ordered Yonya Karimi with roast pork costing only 7.50. It came in bihun meat with long beans, bean sprouts, tofu puff, and of course the nice touch of mint leaves. Compared to this usual Karimi, this has a tangy, sour taste, and definitely more refreshing and absolutely delicious. This to me is the most unique tasting Karimi in PJ. Please support our local street food. Go for a bowl of curry laksa today. Thanks for staying with us. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe. Bye and see you in the next video.